So the Singapore banks have staged an incredible rebound over the past 2 to 3 weeks, right? And can there actually be more upside, or should we kind of like take some profits and lock in some profits along the way? Hey guys, Joey here, top tier MyZell trader in Philips Securities, and just about 3 weeks back, just after the whole entire Russian-Ukraine war invasion, right, we have seen the banks selling down by more than 5 or 10%, right? And I talked about in the video, I talked about this at very, very attractive levels, those bargain hunting levels, but you can think about positioning yourself to catch a reversal. So I did a video about more than 3 weeks back, talking about DBS, UOB, and even OCBC, and how it can be a really, really good opportunity to get in, alright, to catch any rebound. Alright, so it seems like that has played out over the past 2 to 3 weeks. So what happens is, in this video today, we will kind of like dive into the 3 banks again, the 3 Singapore banks, DBS, UOB, and even OCBC, to see where we are right now and where potentially we can see selling coming back again, and what do you think about doing? I mean, if you have got in 3 weeks back, what should you be doing now? Or maybe if you have not got in, what do you think, what can you be doing now as well? Right, so this is what will be covered. If you are looking at the 3 Singapore banks, DBS, OCBC, and UOB, make sure you watch this video all the way to the end, because I think you're going to like what I got for you. Okay, so let's talk about DBS first. So just about 3 weeks back on the 1st of March, I think somewhere around here, we were trading at about $33. So I talked about where there could potentially be still more downside, because we have seen the banks kind of broke some of those key support levels, and for DBS it was actually the $36, which we were holding quite well over the past like 2 weeks, and then with the Russians invasion of Ukraine, you can see we broke this 36 and it went down. So we're somewhere around here when we did the video about 3 weeks back, and I talked about this really attractive levels whereby buyers can actually start to come back again, and that would be somewhere near that $31 to $32 level. You can see right here, this would become like the support. It was originally the resistance last year. We went above and we kind of headed towards 31, 32. You can see this is also where the 200 days moving average line is as well, right? So this is kind of like the longer term moving average, and if it kind of like nears the level, that's where bargain hunting can come back again, like what we have seen previously as well. You can see this was in November last year. We kind of headed towards the 200 days moving average line right here. Alright, started to see quite a firm rebound and started to push up all the way. So same thing, we came back down here and to this 200 days moving average around 31 to 32, and we have seen quite a good rebound over the past 2 to 3 weeks, right? So this is where we are right now, about 35.45, as you can see right over here, right, approaching that $36 key resistance level, which was originally, right, the support that we have broken down, right, just before the whole Russians and Ukraine war, right? So it's pretty much where we can see some selling or some profit taking again near that 36. So now it's about 35.45. You can see started to push up slowly over the past 2 weeks. We broke that 33 level, but it started to come up, push up, and you can see this is where we are approaching, right? So if you have kind of like got in on dips near that 31 to 32, all right, and now it's like 35 and 45, all right, you're definitely making some good money, all right? So what you want to do is to make sure you take steps to protect your profits, all right? Maybe you can set a stop loss below that 35, maybe like 34.90, 34.80, just in case it were to push back down. You get out, you still make your money, all right? That's the first thing you can do, right? To make sure you protect your profits. You don't want it to let it come all the way back down and then you're like back to square one, right? So that's not what you want to do, right? So I think that as we approach that 36, potentially we can see some profit taking. So if you want to take some profit, near 35, 90, $36, I think that's perfectly fine as well. Or you can also wait for it to see if you can break that 36, and that's where we can push towards the previous high, all right, around that $37.40. That is pretty much the previous high we have seen just before the whole entire invasion of Ukraine by Russia, all right? So that is for DBS. I think we have seen quite a good rebound so far. As I mentioned previously as well, the longer term trend still looks quite okay, all right, for DBS. Of course, in the short term, we did see some selling came down, all right, buyers came up, and we started to see quite a firm rebound, right? So I think it still looks quite okay in the longer term, right? The uptrend still looks intact, and along the way, yeah, you can take some profit near that 36 or maybe near that $37 to $37.40 as well. So the second bank I would like to cover would be UOB, all right, trading at about $32.02 right now, all right? So this is UOB, all right, and you can see that just before the whole entire invasion of Ukraine by Russia, we were actually holding quite well above that $32, right? $32 was quite a good support level. This was like in February, and of course we kind of broke down this support level, and there were some downside targets that were drawn. And I talk about, in the video 3 weeks back, I mentioned about this very attractive levels whereby you can think about positioning yourself to ride any recovery. Or you can check out the video, right? And yeah, I talk about this $28, right? This $28 was key, all right? And why is it key? Look at this, right? This $28 was pretty much the resistance level that we've seen since like 2018. Many times we touched, we came down, and this resistance would now be kind of like a really good support whereby buyers will start bargain hunting again, right? So that's number one, a really good resistance turn support. And then I talk about this moving averages, the longer term moving average right here. This is where the 100 days and even the 200 days moving average line is as well. So anything above those levels, the uptrend remains intact in the long term, all right? In the long term, not short term, in the long term, all right? And that's where we can potentially see quite a fast reversal. Of course, in the short term, we did break that 32 and we went down to that 28, and then look at this, what we have seen, right? So over the past 3 weeks, we have indeed rebounded from this 28 level, right? Quite a good rebound. In fact, on this day right here, this is on the 9th of March, right? 9th of March, we saw quite a good bullish candle, something like a bullish engulfing candle, whereby it can open lower than the previous day, and it went all the way up and closed way higher above the previous day. So something like a bullish engulfing pattern, whereby it completely engulfs the previous day bar. So that's a really good bullish move. It shows that buyers are out to kind of lead the reversal so much stronger, right? So yeah, we started to see a good recovery, up. We went from like 28 plus to about $32, right? So I would say that right now we are seeing a little bit of profit taking. I mean, we've rebounded by more than 10 to 13, 12, 14% over the past 2 weeks plus. So that's where we are seeing a bit of profit taking. So I think you have got in here like 28, 29, somewhere around here. You can also think about locking in some profits or take steps to protect your profits, maybe below that 32.90 or below that 32.80. You want to have a stop loss, because that's where we are seeing a bit of bargain hunting coming back. All right, so you probably want to get out. All right, if it does break a certain level, 31.50 as well, that's fine as well. You can break that 31.50, you can think about just getting out first, just lock in your profits, because you don't want it to go all the way back down again. So that's what you can do if you have got in on the dips and actually caught the good rebound. All right, if you're looking to take some profits, I think you can kind of like take some profits as we approach that 32 to 33. You can see this is where we were consolidating before the Russian-Ukraine war actually started, right? So we are back in this range right now. So anything in this range right here, you can see from 32 to 33, selling can actually happen, and that's what we are seeing right now, some profit taking that is happening, and then we came down and buyers push it back up again, right? So you have kind of got in, that is where you can also lock in some profits. Nothing wrong, it's always good to kind of lock in some profits and put it in your pocket, rather than letting it be an unrealized profit. All right, so this is UOB. All right, I think it looks quite good right now. All right, let's see if we can break that 33. This 33 is quite a key resistance for now. You can see we have been like still kept below it, even before the Russian-Ukraine war. So if we can break that 33 level, that's where targets might be revised higher. All right, we might even go to 34 to 35, but I think right now 33 would be kind of like a major resistance to watch. Okay, so let's talk about the third and final bank, which would be OCBC, which I would say that right now it kind of offers a little bit more upside compared to DBS and UOB, which has pretty much rebounded to somewhere near their highs in February before the whole entire war started, right? So for OCBC, we are still somewhere in the middle, all right, still on its way up. It hasn't really reached that yet. So let's take a look at where we are. We are trading at about $12.32, right? So 3 weeks back, I think in the video I talked about OCBC, we were somewhere around that 11 plus, 11.50. And I talk about these levels, 11 to 11.50. Look at this, right? We were holding since last year, I would say about a year already, from that 11 to 11.50, and that's where buyers actually came back. So there were some upside targets that were drawn, anything from like 11 to 11.50. There were some upside targets that were drawn all the way back up to maybe like the 12.60, and then eventually that 13.50 level, right? So we have kind of rebounded a little bit, something like DBS and UOB as well, but we are still somewhere in the center, all right, compared to like the previous high, all right? So I think right now we can actually see good some good support happening, all right, around that $12 level. It seems like $12 is the immediate support level that we have broken up last week, all right, and we are still holding above that $12. So $12 would be kind of like a good support level for now. You can see this is also where the 100 days, the blue line, and the red line, the 100 days and 200 days moving average line is as well. So it's a bit more of a sideways consolidation for OCBC, whereas for DBS and UOB, the uptrend has kind of like formed up quite firmly. But for OCBC, longer term wise, a little bit more sideways as it moves up and down in the short term. So this a bit more, that's where I mean we can see some good support somewhere around the $12, also where the longer term moving average line is as well. Right, so anything above 12, I think it still looks quite okay. We might kind of like push up slowly towards the 12.50 to 12.60. You can see this is where the resistance is right here. You can see we kind of like sold off last year in May, in June, in August. We went down like 1, 2, 3, 4 times. We broke down here as well. So 12.50, 12.60, that's where selling can actually come back again. So now it's like $12.32, a little bit more upside, maybe about 2-3% towards 12.50, 12.60. You can think about locking in some profits near there as well. But if we do break that 12.60 or like 12.60 level, that's where targets can be revised even higher, all right, towards the recent high that we've seen at about that $13.50, right? $13.50. This was where we were just before the whole entire Russian-Ukraine war started. All right, so that would be the upside after 12.60 has been taken out. All right, so this is OCBC. I think it looks quite good for now. Anything above 12, I think it looks quite good, and it can offer a little bit more upside in the short term as well. Yes, guys, so there we have it. We have pretty much covered the 3 Singapore banks, DBS, UOB, and OCBC. So I hope you now have a better idea of what has happened over the past 2 to 3 weeks. And if you have kind of like caught the dips or position yourself to ride the recovery that we've seen 3 weeks back, congratulations. You're probably sitting on some good profits right now. You can think about locking in some profits if you want near that resistance level I talk about for each of them. But one thing you want to do is to make sure you take steps to protect your profit, so you can raise your stop loss upwards. So in any case, if you to like reverse back down, you still get out, you still lock in your profits, you still make money. And that's what you want to do to make sure that you don't lose money when you have already made it. Does it make sense? All right, so yeah, I hope you like this video, guys, and you have a better idea of how are the banks doing right now, right? So if you like this video, guys, go ahead to smash the like button. It will definitely help out the channel, and thank you so much for doing that. Of course, hit the subscribe button as well if you have not done so that you will not miss out on any videos like this. Okay, Joey here. Thank you so much for watching. Comment below. Let me know what are your thoughts on the Singapore banks. I'll do my best to reply to each and every one of your comments. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.